So tell me how the stores look different than your average bank.
You might find a mural on our walls that evokes our history, the Umpqua River, Southern Oregon. You would find a motto on our wall that says, "Welcome to the world's greatest bank," which provokes a lot of conversation. People want to know what that means and what's that all about. You would find coffee service, and not just any coffee service. You'd find our own branded coffee, which is really quite good. You would find a dog bowl, a dog dish out front, welcoming people and their pets on into the store. So I think those are some common things that you would find just about anywhere. What you would also find, I think, is a difference in the way we engage our customers, be that through technology or through our associates in the store.
Mm-hmm. And would I find tellers? Is there a teller line?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. You would find people doing that type of work. What we call, everyone who works in our store is a universal associate. And a universal associate is just that. They're universal. They know how to do teller work, if that's what's required. They know how to talk about a loan. They know how to open a checking account. They know how to talk with you about perhaps your retirement needs. So you wouldn't find anybody doing just one thing in an Umpqua store. You'll find folks who do a lot of different things.
And you have community space, right? You'll have people coming in for yoga classes or to have meetings of different nonprofit groups, right? Can you tell me about that?
Correct. Well, so two things I would say about community. We look at community externally, going us out, as well as community in. So us out, we have a program called Connect, which offers every one of our associates 40 hours of paid time each year to go out and do good things in their community. We encourage businesses and community entities to come into our stores and to use the locations that we provide for a meeting, for a gathering, and yes, for yoga, if that works out too. And we've done that, believe it or not, in a number of cases, and it's great. People come in, and what our stores do is build, I think, more a sense of community. And again, that's another, I think, element of why it's a store and not just a branch. It's something that's there, it's local, and it's community in, it's community out.
Mm-hmm. So tell me about what you're driving for here. If you're bringing people into the stores, are they supposed to then open an account? What's the business argument for having yoga in your store?
for having yoga in the store.
Exactly.
Well, two things I would say to that. One is we believe it's important to give back where we do business. It's just part of being a good steward and a good part of any community, and that in the long term pays off no matter what you do, as long as you're giving in some way. What we find is that as people learn about Umpqua, whether we're out in the market or the second piece, which is inviting the community into our store, people find out about Umpqua, and that usually brings great things for our bank.
And what do these branches cost? I've seen one that looks just gorgeous. It must be 3 stories, total glass all around in San Francisco, is it? So
San Francisco.
Right. So it sounds like you're spending a lot of money on these branches.
I think it'd be fair to say that some store locations cost more than others, and I think what that represents is being very intentional around what we're trying to do. In a certain market, we may be trying to make a splash. We may be new to that market, and perhaps people don't know our brand, don't know our bank, and we will design something that perhaps is more expensive that might help us gain a little more awareness. We may do something completely different in another location. I think it'd be fair to say, as we look at what you do in a store, if you think about what a universal associate or anyone else in the store might be doing, a fair number of things are task-like. There are operational activities that need to take place, and we're constantly evaluating what those are and whether or not they need to be done in the front. And if they can be done elsewhere, that frees up time, perhaps even frees up expense, which would then allow for the investment that we make when we put a new store together. Or actually, if we invest in an existing location and spruce it up.
Mm-hmm. We keep hearing, though, that millennials, they want to be on their phones, they want, to handle transactions and not go into a branch, right? So is it worth it making an investment in a branch? Are people going to come in the future into your branches and ask for advice?
I think the store or the branch is going to be continually important, and the reason I say that, even today, so millennials, yes, younger folks are doing their basic transactions more and more in a digital way, whether it's online banking or mobile phone, and coming into the store to do those types of activities less. But what we find is when they are seeking advice, when they want to get a home loan, when they are interested in retirement investing, when they want to open an account, they still want to talk to somebody real, and the store is the place for that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for being here, Brian.
My pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.